Today, I'm going to give you 5 different side hustles you can do whether you drive or don't drive, whether you have 1 hour a week or 50 hours a week extra of time. If you like what you see today, please hit the subscribe button so you can see more of these future videos. Now let's get right into it. Number 1, sell ice cream and drinks or ice cream or drinks at the beach. So basically this would be like a 2-man operation, because what you can do is you can have one large cooler, okay, where you like set it up somewhere at the beach, and that's where you'll have all your main drinks and ice creams. And then the other person could have a smaller cooler, and then you're basically putting drinks and ice cream into that cooler, and that person will go walk around the beach and sell the ice cream and drinks. And you have to think, like, people are in a situation here where they're in their most relaxed mode. They're already laying on towels, they're comfortable, they're soaking in the sun. They don't want to get up, you know, half naked and covered in sand to walk down the beach and find a concession, okay? If you come to them, chances are they will buy something from you. Number 2, secret shopping. So secret shopping can actually pay very well if you find the right jobs and the right company. So don't just go in willy-nilly to this one. You have to do a bit of research first to make sure you find the right company that will pay you properly to make this work for you. For those of you that don't know, secret shopping is basically you're working for a company that sends you in sort of as an undercover person to detect how well a business is doing, how well they're operating. So you'll go and act like a regular customer and buy something, but really you're taking into account different things that they're doing and reporting back to the company. So when looking for the right company to work for, certain companies, they want you to do so much. Whereas other companies, they'll only ask you a few questions to fill out. So those are the companies you want to go to, the ones that you only have to do a few things while you're there. And also make sure they have a history of paying people well. That's something definitely to look into when you're looking at who to work for. For example, you may only make like $5 at one stop, like a fast food place, let's say. But what you want to do is you want to be able to set it up where you have multiple fast food places in one area, so you can get all of those in one day, and that's where you'll start to make the money. So let's say you do 10 Wendy's in a row. The last one's definitely going to be easier and quicker than the first one was, because you're just going to know what to do. It'll be easier to go in and find out those questions. And the great thing about this one is it works well for anyone's time schedule. If you got tons of extra time, that's great, but you can also do it if you have like 10 minutes extra time a week. Number 3, dividend-based stocks and high-interest bank accounts. So this is getting your money working for you with literally doing nothing. We're going to talk more about this in future videos, but here's the general gist. So for dividend-based stocks, you're basically putting your money into a blue chip stock that's good and safe, or as safe as stocks can be, and they're going to pay you a set percentage just for having your money sitting in there. So this is a great way to put some cash in there, forget about it, and look a year later and realize it has grown. Now, the thing about stocks is there is always a slight element of risk. So if you want to take that risk out completely, this is where high interest bank accounts come in. Now, usually you can't get these at the mainstream banks, but it's more so the newer banks that offer this. Because if you go to a mainstream bank, usually they're giving you about like 0.00002% interest, which is like pennies. It doesn't equal up to anything. So these newer banks, I've seen what they offer is anywhere from 2 to 6% just for having your money sitting in there. So in Canada, some examples, I don't know about the United States, but here it would be like EQ Bank, Neo. Those are some examples. So in this situation, you'd just be putting your money into savings and watching it grow. And these, compared to the stocks, are 100% no risk safe. Go for the stocks if you want to play it a little bit riskier, and go for the bank option if you want complete 100% security. Okay, number 4, we see this all over the place. It's Uber, okay? So this is a good side hustle because basically you make your own schedule and you can decide how many hours you want to work or don't want to work. So this is actually really good because you can use the extra hours that you have in your spare time while still working another job. The only downside to this hustle that you want to consider is that you have to account for the wear and tear that you're doing to your car because you are using your vehicle. But one of the upsides of it is you can decide to do Uber Eats rather than Uber if you want to keep the wear and tear of your car down, because usually that's just like more in a controlled area. You're going to be doing a lot less driving, more delivering food around your neighborhood or whatever. whereas the Uber, you will be driving long distances. But remember, in both cases, you can pick and choose your jobs and you can go as heavy or as light in this as you want. It's one that's very easy to get into, and making your own schedule is always great. Okay, number 5. This is just going back to the roots of when you were a young kid, and this is lawn maintenance. If you live in the right neighborhood, everybody has a lawn, and a lot of the times on like hot summer days, people don't want to get outside and start mowing their lawns. So this is a business that you can sort of take the load off somebody else. A lot of people will go for that. So this is a great one where actually it's better to be more personable and sort of go old school, and even knocking door to door is a great way to introduce yourself to your neighbors. This is important because you're actually building business for the future. Because if you do a job for somebody and they like what you do, chances are they're going to come to you time and time again. So just to take that extra step to be a bit more personable, it goes a long way. So even if you're just one guy with a lawnmower, it's actually really beneficial to actually make yourself a t-shirt. Just go to a t-shirt printing shop, come up with a name for your business and put a phone number on there. And this is perfect because when you're mowing the lawn, then all the other neighbors can see your logo, your phone number, see what's going on. You're basically a walking billboard advertising yourself. This can be good because if you get well known in one neighborhood, it can spread. Like the word of mouth actually spreads very quickly. And if you're doing a good job on one person's lawn, then their neighbor sees you, and so on and so forth. It can actually build enough money for you to last the whole summer and possibly even into a full-time job. I've known a couple of people who have actually expanded their business into about a $60,000 to $100,000 year job. So the growth potential for this is unlimited. I mean, you start off with lawns, but there's so much maintenance you can do for somebody's property. If you do that easily enough and people like your work there, well, you can expand into whatever, cutting bushes, raking leaves. It goes on and on and on. Like there's always work to be done in people's yards. And eventually you could hire a couple more people on, and then you start building like a landscaping business. If that's something you're interested in, there's huge potential for growth. So this is a great option for anyone from the high school kid to a person who really wants to get serious about creating their own business. These are just 5 side hustles for now. Like I said, in the future, we're gonna be dropping many more. So just a few ideas to get working around in your head. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any ideas for side hustles, would love to hear what you might do with your own side hustles. Or if you've tried any of the ones that I've mentioned, I would love to hear about your experiences with them. Yeah, we're always open to hearing about making a little extra coin. So thanks for joining in, and we'll see you next time.